Welcome to GH Soap Opera Today, your place for the latest drama, updates, and spoilers from General Hospital. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the action. Spoilers for General Hospital. Justine betrays Jordan and Curtis goes to prison. According to General Hospital teasers, ADA Justine Turner is having to make a tough choice that has caused her some internal conflict. In the May 19th episode of GH, Sonny Corinthos gave Justine some wise counsel after she confided in him. Because Curtis Ashford's case comes to Justine, she can't ignore it, but she finds it difficult to prosecute him because Jordan Ashford is already going through so much. Justine dislikes the thought of pursuing her distressed friend's boyfriend because Curtis is currently Jordan's support system. Naturally, Sonny addressed the audience by urging Justine to think about what she would do in the event if outsiders were involved. Ultimately, Justine shouldn't base her decision to prosecute on whether or not it would annoy her yoga partner. Justine must consider the circumstances of this case, because Curtis actually committed a crime and caused significant harm. According to the report and the state of Isaiah Gannon's hand, even Justine admitted that this was assault with serious bodily harm. After stating that it was her responsibility to prosecute, Justine reiterated that the case wasn't that easy because she knew Jordan and Curtis. But in the end, Justine looked to be leaning toward prosecuting Curtis and thanked Sonny for his advice. Given Jordan's strong belief that Justine won't pursue the case, there are significant reasons to believe she will. Jordan's assurance to Curtis that Justine won't pursue this case against him may be a soapy guarantee that she will be mistaken. When Isaiah's wrist has broken tendons and his hand is covered with fractures, how can Jordan ignore this? It is important to consider the possibility that Curtis recently ended Isaiah's surgical career. Hopefully, Justine will act morally and make Curtis pay for his deeds in court. Curtis may end himself in prison because ADA Turner appears ready to prosecute and advocate for his punishment. If Curtis is imprisoned, he might worry that he would lose out on important time with his unborn child. Keep an eye out since General Hospital spoilers indicate that Jordan might become enraged upon learning about Justine's betrayal. General Hospital spoilers. Cullum murder mystery suspects build up. Who did it? According to General Hospital spoilers, Ross Cullum will eventually have an unpleasant awakening. Even though Cullum believes he is untouchable, he will eventually receive his just desserts. As long as he is alive, Cullum will continue to pose a threat since he is one of those genuinely nasty characters. For someone like Cullum in the soap opera world, prison isn't a severe enough penalty. It's crucial to remember that Cullum's terrible fate is the only way this drama will have a meaningful ending. The likelihood that the show is developing into a Cullum murder mystery increases with the duration of all of this. Fans of GH are aware that Cullum has already made a lot of enemies, but more are on the horizon. Cullum will keep making threats and showing off his strength, but it won't be long until he gets his just desserts. It might result in a whodunit with even greater drama if Cullum pays a fatal price. If Sonny Corinthos discovers who attacked Marco Rios, he, along with Lucas Jones, Pascal, and particularly Jen Sidwell, may be a murder suspect. Cassius Faison, also known as Nathan West, Dante Falconeri, Lulu Spencer, and possibly even Danny Morgan might be added to the list of suspects. After she achieves her freedom, Jocelyn Jacks, Carly Spencer, and Valentine Cassadine are also present. When Ethan Lovett finds out the real truth about Rocco and Cullum, he may become suspicious. Ethan could do the task for Sonny even if he didn't act independently. Additionally, Jack Brennan, who Cullum believes is locked in for the foreseeable future, may find himself in a good position to strike. Brennan may now have an advantage over Cullum and a chance to completely eradicate him because Nina Reeves chose not to give him another injection. As the plot progresses, there might be additional murder suspects because Cullum isn't finished causing chaos. Fans may be left wondering which character ultimately eliminates Cullum as the show sets up a fascinating mystery. Although Cullum survived the shooting on Pier 55, he might not have the same luck the next time. Cullum had better keep an eye out for bad news. According to General Hospital spoilers, Cullum's demise may be imminent, so pay attention. Spoilers for General Hospital. Are Joss and Cassius going to become well? According to General Hospital spoilers, nobody would be surprised if this did occur. Furthermore, some fans would genuinely welcome it. Are Cassius and Joss going to become something? It's obvious that we are discussing the potential for Jocelyn Jax and Cassius Faison to get together. Something, or at the very least, have a sexual tension between them that may or may not result in their sharing a bed. Indeed, there is a significant age difference between them. Jocelyn is just in her early 20s, while Cassius is over 40. However, there is so much connection between them on television that nobody has even noticed how different their ages are. If their relationship is successful, it must be successful, right? Naturally, a number of General Hospital viewers expressed strong opinions regarding the issue on social media. Some even wrote, "I miss hot, controversial romances or hookups" in their comments. They're imaginary and thrilling. Emma and Gio are endearing but ultimately amicable. On the other hand, it's good to have happy couples. What's next for Joss and Cassius? They could find drama outside of their relationship if they need it. I was waiting for the show to go there, but I did not think they'd actually do it because of all of this age gap outrage, wrote another critic. I see more of a future moonlighting relationship, perhaps WSB, where they spar wittily, become actual ride or die friends, and work together. Would I freak out if it went sexual? Soaps would be so much more interesting if they weren't worried about being politically correct. No, it occurs everywhere in the world. Do I want that? Not necessarily, but they work on this program right now, considering how few real couples there are. On the other hand, GH fans will only need to tune in every day to find out what happens next, so a ride-or-die friendship would be great. GH spoilers, will Lulu's escape be thwarted by Britt and Rocco's journey to Berlin? According to General Hospital spoilers and updates, Britt Westbourne may have to make a difficult decision. Let's look at all the clues as the show seems to be preparing for an unexpected plot twist. First of all, Britt and Rocco Falconeri have become closer than they have ever been. Given that Rocco declared his love for Britt and she reciprocated, the GH writers are enthusiastically embracing this surrogate mother plot. Additionally, Britt has decided that it's time for her to leave Port Charles as soon as possible, but Rocco is hesitant to let her go. It's obvious that Rocco has a special bond with Britt and hates the idea of her permanently disappearing. Meanwhile, Lulu Spencer just recruited Ethan Lovett to supply some fake passports for her own escape strategy with Rocco. Lulu is prepared in case they need to go quickly. Lulu is excited to be prepared in case they need to leave quickly. In the show's weekly preview video, Rocco can be seen looking over his fictitious passport by himself. This could pave the way for Rocco to find Britt before she leaves town by grabbing that passport and his go bag. Rocco may want Britt to add a ticket for him to travel with her, but she has already made a phone reservation for a flight to Berlin. Britt may be hesitant to kidnap a teenager, but her concerns for Rocco's safety may come first. Britt might learn that Ross Cullum is now aware of Rocco's shooter predicament. Since Cullum has pieced things together, Britt may need to take immediate action and flee with Rocco in order to save his life. Britt might not have much time if she believes Cullum is about to confront Rocco with malicious intent. Britt might prioritize getting Rocco out of Port Charles as quickly as possible, taking care of the rest later. Essentially, Britt may prioritize Rocco's survival above all else, even if it means abducting and escaping with an adolescent who is not her own. Rocco may argue that Charlotte Cassidy needs her mother in order to justify his decision to travel with Britt instead of Lulu. Rocco might contend that going with Britt is the wisest course of action because he is hesitant to be the one to drive Lulu and Charlotte apart once more. However, there is no denying that the timing of these occurrences is dubious. Just as Rocco is getting a phony passport, Britt is ready to leave for Berlin and ends up at the top of Cullum's list of suspects, which makes it simple for Rocco and Britt to flee together. Keep watching because General Hospital spoilers suggest that if Britt flees with Rocco, Lulu, and Dante Falconeri may get some unsettling news. Spoilers for General Hospital. When the cold fusion endgame blows up, who survives the ultimate catastrophe? The cold fusion plot appears to be nearing its conclusion in the coming weeks on the ABC soap opera, according to General Hospital spoilers and updates. Who survives, who perishes, and who are the heroes who defeat the bad guys? Valentine's pledge, Jocelyn's mission, Brit's escape plans in the wake of Danny Morgan and Charlotte Cassidy's near miss. Valentine Cassidy has made a pledge. He has promised to halt Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell's operations. In the meantime, Cullum had come to the conclusion that Rocco Falconeri shot him. In a further twist, Jocelyn Jacks is trying to convince Cassius Faison to rebel against his superiors after discovering that Anna Devane was being confined in her incarceration. Britt Westbourne is preparing to flee quickly in order to save Rocco at the same time. Just when things couldn't get any more dramatic, Jack Brennan regained consciousness just as Nina Reeves was ready to give him another dose. Jack woke up, and Britt wants to make sure she's the only victim. This might put Cullum's strategy to make sure Jack never wakes up again in grave danger. It's difficult to think we'll finish the story without suffering some losses as we rush toward the conclusion. Naturally, Britt plans a one-way trip to Berlin since she is certain she will be the only victim. She thinks that by departing, Cullum and Sidwell won't be able to finish their project, protecting Rocco and everyone else in Port Charles. Britt is mistaken. They have another scientist waiting in the wings, but it's a bit of a leap of logic. There are other scientists they might coerce into working for them, and it appears that her plan would simply result in her own death. Furthermore, it's already too late to do that. Regardless of Britt's presence, Cullum will undoubtedly pursue Rocco. Actually, the only way she could really help him at this point would be to block Cullum, which would end up killing her anyhow. Cullum has made it quite plain that she will be doomed if she doesn't comply, and he won't think twice about finding someone else to finish the job. Although it is possible that Lulu Spencer and Rocco will escape before Cullum can apprehend them, you can be certain that he will target Britt for information if that happens. Will Valentine be able to save Britt and Anna, and will Cassius be able to save Lulu? Could Joss have convinced Cassius to turn against Cullum and Sidwell by then, and will he be able to step in and save her if he even wants to? And how is Valentine doing? Now that he is aware of Britt's existence, he is en route to Windermere and has made a commitment to travel to France in order to save Anna Devane. In the meantime, will he be able to locate Joss and join forces to put an end to the project without inflicting any harm? The urgent question is, who will be there to gather the remnants when everything collapses? This seems almost impossible. Spoilers for General Hospital. Is Cullum playing everyone, or is Jason actually on a WSB black site? The topic of whether Jason Morgan is actually in a black WSB site in Jakarta, Indonesia, is raised by General Hospital spoilers and updates. Although Jack Brennan may have had this information from WSB acquaintances, did Ross Cullum set up a trap or, worse, a wild goose chase? Jack may have arrested Jason and brought him to the WSB field office, but other WSB agents, possibly even Cullum himself, would have taken him to his ultimate destination. Because he didn't know where Jason was taken, Jack initially couldn't notify Carly Spencer or anyone else. Before Cullum demoted him, he later obtained some information from sources in the WSB, most likely people he knew. In anticipation that others would look for Jason, Cullum might have fabricated the location in the records. This could be a trap for anyone looking for him. Or, at the absolute least, it might be an aimless pursuit that leads them in circles with no results. Cullum cannot allow people to track down Jason and break him. Even if he was the one who shot Jason in the back, Cullum cannot allow anyone to discover him and break him out. That is not the problem at all. Jason is the only person who could persuade Britt Westbourne to abandon the cold fusion project and have her medications reverse-engineered. If Cullum hadn't killed Marco Rios and shattered the final 2 vials, they might have gotten away with their scheme. Additionally, Jason has most likely planted false information about the Jakarta site because it is too dangerous for him to escape or be broken out of wherever Cullum has him. Cullum most likely set up the Jakarta information as a trap. Every day, fans of GH discover just how deadly the WSB's evil double agent director is. He's even about to target Danny Morgan. After demoting Brennan, he intended to kill him, but Nina Reeves unintentionally gave him Drew Kane's jab, causing him to have a pseudo-stroke. Sonny Corinthos and Ethan Lovett are the most likely individuals to try to locate Jason and free him. Britt might want to accompany them, but it's probably best if she continues the deception and postpones finishing the cold fusion research. Whether Jason arrives on his own or as part of a rescue effort, it's only a matter of time. The only issue is that, with Cullum's fictitious location information, they would be in danger. Spoilers for General Hospital. Britt gives Sonny information and accepts his offer of assistance. According to General Hospital spoilers and updates, Britt Westbourne will soon provide some information about the ABC soap opera. Could she use Sonny Corinthos's prior promise of assistance to share the information with him? In a recent episode of General Hospital, Sonny told Britt what Jack Brennan had told him about Jason Morgan's whereabouts. After Jason falsely admitted to shooting WSB director Ross Cullum at Pier 55, Jack was given the command to arrest him. He unexpectedly showed up to Sonny's to inform him that he had spoken with some people who had informed him that Jason was in a WSB black site in Jakarta, Indonesia. Naturally, that information might be accurate if Jack's contacts were reliable. In any case, Sonny later went in search of Britt. He advised Britt to call him at any moment if she needed assistance, since he knew that she would want to know that Jason and Britt were in love. When Rocco Falconeri learned that Danny Morgan and Charlotte Cassadine were breaking into Windermere, he threw himself into Britt's arms at her GH office. Britt would do everything for her surrogate son, and he came to her for assistance. Because of Cullum and Jen Sidwell, he was afraid for their lives and was unable to persuade them to remain away. He is angry because, despite the fact that both of his parents, Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer, are making every effort to keep him safe, they are not at all in agreement. When Rocco informed Britt all of that, she stated that she had made the decision to leave town, which would solve all of the issues aside from the fact that she would eventually die. He reminded her. Although Britt was aware that Rocco needed assistance, she was unable to provide it, and Sonny is his grandfather. Britt accepts Sonny's offer of assistance despite calling and booking a one-way flight to Berlin near the end of the May 20th episode. Britt also calls to meet someone and tells them it's crucial. That person might be Sonny, and when she realizes that some of Rocco's anger stems from his parents' arguments over him, she may escalate the situation to Grandpa because of concern that Dante might lose his job. Naturally, this information will make Sonny even more motivated to eliminate Cullum and Sidwell, but she doesn't necessarily need or want that assistance. She would want Sonny to keep his grandson Rocco safe because she intends to leave town, whether or not she does. Sonny might make the offer to Lulu and Dante, but he might not be allowed to take him to his island in Puerto Rico without their consent. Thanks for watching GH Soap Opera today. For more General Hospital updates and spoilers, like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon. See you next time.